An iPhone, a motorcycle, and a gun. What do all of these things have in common?
Yeah, well, they were all fished out of bodies of water right here in New York City using a magnet. I mean, talk about a treasure hunt.
That's right, and here to tell us more about their unique hobby and bizarre finds are James Kane and Barbie Agostini. Good morning, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. All right, let's start it off. Yes. Explain to folks who are uninitiated what magnet fishing is.
Well, magnet fishing is basically where we take a really strong magnet. It's something similar to this. This is one of ours.
Okay.
And we take that, attach to a rope, and we cast it into the water, and it attracts anything metal, anything ferrous, and we pull it up and clean the waterways and find treasure while doing it.
Yeah, I mean, it's not very high tech, but what was it that drew you to this?
You want to tell them?
I think it was during COVID, a lot of people were bored with the lockdown, and I was watching some videos on treasure hunting, and I saw somebody using something like this in the water.
Okay.
And at first, I thought it was, electric, and I was like, how can you do that with electricity in the water? I thought it was electromagnet, but it's actually a neodymium natural earth magnet, and you can find them on Amazon. You can find them in some other smaller companies. And I literally, I believe my stepson said, we'll never try that, we'll never do that. And I said, you know what, let's do it. So we have a local pond, and history from there.
Do you remember what the first thing was that you found?
The first thing ever was a toenail clipper. Toenail clipper, yeah. Nice rusty toenail clipper.
Yes.
In our local pond. So.
Eventually you found some things that kind of added up, at least in value, to what you paid for the magnet. I mean, what happens when you find something dangerous, though? I mean, I've seen some of these videos where guns have actually been pulled up out of lakes or rivers.
All the time, all the time. It's unfortunate, if you might have seen, we pulled out I believe it was about an 1890-ish Harrington and Richardson gun in Prospect Park in Brooklyn. And some of them are so old and so far gone that some people consider them wall hangers. We did find a little bit of an earlier one, and then we call the officials because I believe there's very few guns that were accidentally dropped in the water.
Course.
You know what I mean? I don't know what happened, but we call the officials, and the police come, and sometimes detectives come, and sometimes other things like they tell you have to be brought into court, and it's New York City, so they want to make sure that you didn't actually just put that gun there. But yeah, there's a pretty big investigation in it, and maybe it helps solve crimes or.
Yeah, because I saw you had one video where the NYPD was called, and you had like a whole cache of weapons in a pond.
Shotguns, handguns, all right next to a playground.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
What would you say is the craziest thing that you've found so far?
That one's for you.
There's a couple of crazy things that we found, but one of the most interesting one are 2 grenades.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, World War II era grenades.
The pineapple grenades that they used in World War II.
Had fuses on them, but they were inert, so the gunpowder was removed. But
Well,
they were
some
there
of the things you found here are pretty interesting. I'm looking at these dog tags here. Tell me about these dog tags.
That dog tag we found in a pond in Jamaica.
Okay.
I believe it was Baisley Pond, and it is a World War II era dog tag, and I find it intriguing. Don't really understand how it got there.
Yeah.
We would love to find the family. I believe we did some research, and I don't think that person is still with us. We would love to find the family and return it to them. Maybe it was a dedication.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's no way to really tell. But
now, this is one of the things that people, love to find. It's, old coins or things of that nature. Now, you didn't find them in this box.
Not in this box, no, yeah.
But, you find them all over.
Through our travels, yeah.
Yep.
6 months, and we gathered all these coins. There's a lot from Central Park and all bodies of water in New York City, all foreign money. American money is not going to stick unless it's a steel penny.
Wow, but some of the things, like you said, with some great historical value.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that Bowie knife is pretty interesting too.
Yeah, this actually is a post-World War II German scout knife.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
We found it in the Spanish War Memorial pond by us.
And these are like old nails, right?
These are old square nails from the late 1700s.
Yes, those are all, I believe, hand forged.
Yeah,
Oh
they're all made by hand before there was manufacturing.
And what about on the front table there? What do you have?
So these two here are Victorian oarlocks from
you can
Bethesda
pick it up
Lake.
if you want.
Wow.
So from Bethesda Lake, the old rowboats, before they were all aluminum and carbon fiber, they were wooden and iron. And I don't know why they're down there. I think when the transition came, everyone just said, "Oh, just, you know, sight unseen, dump in the water. You'll never see them again until we come along." We have maybe 20 of these, all from maybe late 1800s.
Wow.
Early
That
1800s.
is amazing. How much attention do you guys?
I was just going to say, what do you think of the following that you've
Yeah.
gained from all of this?
Magnet fishing in a whole is, I would say it's pretty popular, but in New York City it is unknown social media wise. You know, not a lot of people are putting it out there.
Yeah.
I think because of some of the laws that could be a little tricky.
Do you guys get hassled a lot? I mean, does law enforcement hassle you at all?
Not too often.
Okay.
Not too often.
Yeah.
There are a couple of times where we've had law enforcement come and they seem to be more bothered, so either that somebody called them and then they had to come and deal with it.
Parks Department, I would say the Parks Department and Rangers.
But they're probably just as fascinated by what you're finding.
Most
as
of the
everyone
time, that's
else.
what we find. Like even the cops, the Parks Department, they're usually very intrigued, and they actually are very grateful that we're doing it.
Yeah, they're cleaning up the water.
Clean it up,
Exactly.
yeah.
And finding some cool stuff once in a
Yeah,
while, you know.
very cool.
All right. Well, guys, thank you for coming in. We appreciate it. To stay up to date with all of James and Barbie's magnet fishing finds, you can subscribe to their YouTube channel, Let's Get Magnetic.
You got to catch it. It's so cool.